Dance, cheer, and drill teams from across the country. The parade will be December 7th in Honolulu.
My goodness, that's a great trip, huh?
Great trip, great honor, yes.
Thanks for watching Live at 5. Let's talk about Live at 5:30. A Channel 3 viewer tells us a second round of tire slashings is plaguing a Chattanooga neighborhood, and whoever's responsible is still on the loose. And Chat State Community College is one step closer to getting a new leader. We'll talk about the next step for the finalists in the running for president. Plus, it's opening day at home for the Atlanta Braves in their brand new stadium. Channel 3 Sports Director Paul Shaheen will be live from Cobb County. The news starts now.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News live at 5:30. Coverage you can count on.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. Vandals have been creeping through a Chattanooga neighborhood at night, slashing tires. It's happening along South Greenwood Avenue and South Highland Park Avenue.
As Channel 3's Lori Mitchell tells us, it's not the first time it's happened in the area. She joins us live now in the studio with more. Lori.
Yeah, frustrating problem, but a Channel 3 viewer actually alerted us to this latest incident, and that viewer says they counted at least 10 cars with damaged tires. The vandalism is keeping a nearby tire shop extremely busy. Mechanics at Economy Tires tell me this is at least the third time in 6 months that someone has slashed tires in the neighborhood. They're seeing the same customers coming in over and over again to buy new ones. It's an inconvenience and it's expensive.
Yeah, because half of the tires we're replacing are already new tires. So, I mean, people spending out double when really they shouldn't spend out but maybe once, like at a year.
This is not the first time we've reported tires slashed in this neighborhood. You'll remember back in February, at least 10 cars' tires were slashed. And here's video from when that happened. People living in the area say they think kids could be responsible for the vandalism. We checked with the Chattanooga Police Department in February. A few people did file reports and officers were investigating. We reached out to police today and we're still waiting to hear if they're looking into this incident. In the studio, I'm Lori Mitchell, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Lori, thank you. 4 finalists have been selected in the search for a new president of Chattanooga State Community College. They are Dr. Rebecca Ashford, Dr. Pamela Haney, Dr. Taiwan Lee, and Dr. Kirk Nooks. Over the next 2 weeks, each will spend a day on campus in meetings and open forums with staff, students, and community members. After the visits, the Tennessee Board of Regents Chancellor Flora Tidings will nominate one for the board's approval. Learn more about the candidates at WRCBTV.com.
Well, the Cleveland, Tennessee Police Department now has protective vests for its canine unit. The department's Facebook page says, thanks to a donation from the Chattanooga Kennel Club, all 4 of their canines are now ready to hit the streets. We'll have more on this story for you tonight at 11.
Tensions are growing between the U.S. and North Korea as intelligence officials tell NBC News the U.S. is prepared to launch a preemptive strike against North Korea if it's clear the regime is about to test a nuclear weapon. One North Korean lawmaker is calling President Trump's increasingly strong position against the country, quote, campaign lip service. North Korea's vice foreign minister said today that any words aimed at overthrowing the North Korean government will be rejected, and quote, Trump is always using aggressive words. It is the U.S. that is threatening us, unquote.
The Boston Marathon is in a few days and security preparations are underway as the city gets ready for its oldest annual race. Next week's race will be the 4th since the 2013 bombings that killed 3 people and hurt more than 260 others. Boston's mayor said there is not a threat to this year's event, but the city will continue to take certain precautions like sharing information with the FBI. This year marks the 121st running of the Boston Marathon.
Stunning dash cam video shows a fuel truck exploding. It happened yesterday in Louisiana. The driver had the dash cam rolling, went in the opposite direction. That happened. A fuel tanker truck exploded. That huge ball of flames there. Authorities say a dump truck driver was driving very slowly when the fuel tanker truck driver rear-ended it. Tanker was carrying 8,000 gallons of gasoline at the time.
Moving trucks were spotted outside the Alabama governor's mansion today. Former Governor Robert Bentley and others were seen carrying boxes and items into trucks. Officials say Bentley is expected to have his personal belongings out of his office and home before scheduled audits. He resigned Monday as part of a plea deal. He pleaded guilty to 2 charges involving ethics violations. This is amid allegations he covered up an affair with a former top aide.
After playing their first 8 games on the road, the Braves return home tonight to break open their brand new stadium for the first time.
Channel 3 sports reporter and director Paul Shaheen is live at SunTrust Park in Atlanta with more. Paul, tell us about the new digs.
The new digs are exactly that, new digs, and like any new park, it has amenities for both the players and fans alike. Now, if we're talking player amenities, one look inside the locker room, which we weren't allowed to tweet any pictures of or much less take any pictures of, and you know it has stuff that Turner Field did not have. If you want to relax, it has a spa-like atmosphere. If you want to watch TV, well, there's enough TVs basically for everyone to watch something different. If you want to play pool, yeah, you can do that. It's got it all. It really does. So much that even legends like Chipper Jones say they were a little jealous.
100%. 100%. I'm really mad, to be honest with you. I think ours should have been better over there at Turner Field. I'm just kidding. No, it's great. I mean, I think that if I had had some of the amenities that these guys have now, I probably would have spent a lot less time on the deal.
That was Chipper Jones. Of course, we're going to hear more from him a little later in sports around 6:20 p.m. today. Chipper's here. Bobby Cox, Dale Murphy, Glavin, you name it. A lot of the legends are here. Phil Niekro is here as well. They're all part of the pregame ceremony. That's going to start at 7 p.m. First pitch with the Padres at 7:35. The Padres right now are warming up, taking BP behind me on the field of this beautiful new SunTrust Park. So, from the home opener for the very first time, the very last time, it being a first, that is, I'm Paul Shaheen, Channel 3 Eyewitness Sports.
Thank you, Paul. Still to come on Live at 5:30, it's been a rough week for United Airlines. On the same day, a passenger was dragged from his seat on a plane. A creature fell from an overhead bin on another flight.
I know what that creature is. Stay tuned
Yeah.
for that one. All right. There are a few isolated showers popping up right now. We'll show you where they are, all coming up on my 7-day forecast.
A United Airlines passenger says he was stung by a scorpion. It fell onto his head from an overhead bin during a flight. It happened the same day a passenger was violently dragged from his seat on a plane. Richard Bell said he had just eaten dinner when he felt something hit his head. A passenger sitting nearby warned Bell it was a scorpion, but it stung his thumb when he grabbed it. The man praised the crew's response.
In case you missed it on Live at 5, the country's leading sleep experts say the morning bell should ring later for middle and high school students. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine says the school day should not start before 8:30 in the morning. Data shows when students get enough sleep, they're more alert and less likely to skip or to be late. Delayed start times are also linked to better grades and fewer car accidents.
Well, this week is National Park Week. Entrance fees are being waived, but about $12 billion worth of repairs at national parks across the country has been deferred for years. The National Park Service says the state of Tennessee alone has nearly $49 million worth of needed repairs. The Chickamauga-Chattanooga National Military Park needs more than $21 million worth of repairs. And a heads up, if you're planning to go to Signal Point at the battlefield this weekend, the National Park's Twitter account says the bathrooms at Signal Point are temporarily closed because of plumbing issues, but they will reopen on Monday.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News traffic sponsored by CHI Memorial. Join us at the 5th Annual Elizabeth's Outrun Melanoma 5K and Walk May 13th. Register at memorial.org/race.
It's moving a lot better than it was the last half hour we looked at it here, Greg.
But if you are celebrating the holiday today, you have some extra time, so just be careful. Next on Live at 5:30, would you like to travel to Israel but can't afford the trip? There is a whole new way to experience the Holy Land. Consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker will have more when we get back.
I can never survive.
One of the most downloaded apps for both
I can never survive with a 300 gigabyte data cap.
Let's face it, kids today are smarter than ever.
My low latency data knowing is always a hit at parties.
At EPB, we're passionate about providing the tools to help them grow.
Coaxial throughput doesn't hold a candle to my fiber optic to Ethernet handoff.
Giving them access to the world around them where anything is possible.
I love my EPB.
Join the community network at epb.com.
Every year, more than 1 million Americans travel to Israel and the Holy Land to see the historic places they read about in the Bible. Easter and Christmas are popular times of year to make those trips.
But what if you want to go and can't afford it? Our consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker shows us the first virtual reality trip to the Holy Land you can watch right on your phone.
One of the most downloaded apps for both iPhone and Android devices, the YouVersion Bible app. It's been downloaded over 250 million times. And just in time for Easter, the app adds virtual reality.
The ancient historians Josephus and Philo.
Partnering with a film production company, the Octagon Project takes you back thousands of years to a place that hasn't changed all that much. Now, to try it out, I wanted to find someone who's visited the Holy Land, but who's also never experienced really good virtual reality. So I found Pastor Bill Overstreet and his wife Allison, who visited Israel 20 years ago.
Wow.
The video tour takes you step by step through the many places you read about taking place the last days before the crucifixion. And as the story is read, Pastor Overstreet can look up, around, and see some of the things he experienced firsthand 2 decades ago. And some he didn't.
How come we didn't get to see some of this, Allison?
I don't know. You know, when you started turning your head, you felt like that you were right there in the presence of all the relics and all the stations of the cross particularly. And the only thing that's missing are the smells.
Now, to watch in virtual reality, you need a headset, and the pastor was using the Google Daydream. If you don't have a VR headset, you can use your smartphone in the app just by turning. They've also uploaded the videos to YouTube, and you can watch in 360 degrees by clicking your mouse. The YouVersion Bible app is free. Jamie Tucker, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Life Church, the developers of the YouVersion Bible app, says this is the first Bible study in virtual reality, but it won't be the last. They partnered with the production company for other virtual reality tours in the future.
The FDA has announced the recall of some teething tablets intended to help babies while they're teething. The recall involves Highlands baby teething tablets and Highlands baby nighttime teething tablets. Products may contain amounts of medication that differ from what's labeled on the package. The FDA says the medication poses a serious health hazard to children and the effects are unpredictable. Look out for that.
JCPenney is postponing its planned liquidation sales and closure of 138 stores. Turns out those stores have seen better than expected sales and traffic since the company announced they'd be closing the stores. The liquidation will now start May 22nd instead of April 17th. As originally planned. The new closure date will be July 31st, about 6 weeks later than JCPenney had planned.
Nintendo's new home gaming system, the Nintendo Switch, has become the fastest selling video game system in the U.S. Nintendo's history. The Japanese company says more than 900,000 units were sold in March. That makes the Nintendo Switch one of the fastest selling video game systems of all time. Sales of Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild on the Switch topped 925,000, even more than the number of consoles sold. But on a day like this, you want to be outside. Paul Bears is going to tell us all about what's going on out there. Hey, Paul.
That's right, just a gorgeous day. Now, if you're going out tomorrow, you want to go for a walk in the park and do anything, it should be about 58, 8 o'clock, around 76 at noon, and by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're looking at about 80 degrees and just partly cloudy skies. Chance for rain for tomorrow is very, very slim, and we're not expecting a lot. We're looking at the high-res radar right now, and we have a little cluster of showers, no thunderstorms with this yet. Some of it's pretty heavy. This little cell that's just over southern part of Bradley County right now, right on here, is about 6-7 miles wide, and the ones out over just a little bit to the east of Ringgold and north of Tunnel Hill are about 3 or 4 miles wide. So these showers are pushing off towards the northeast. And there's one little shower just along Highway 64 to the east of Cleveland. That's moving off towards the north too. But these aren't very heavy. You may get maybe 1/10 of an inch rain at the most out of them. 83 right now in Altamont, while it's 82 in the city and in Athens, 81 in Dalton, and 84 in Dayton and Cleveland, while 65 is the current temperature in Murphy, and 64 in Blue Ridge. They've had a lot more clouds out there all day long pretty much, and a few showers too with 82 on your Fort Payne. There's no pollen count today. They weren't operating today out there at the Air Pollution Quality Control Board. 85, 53 for the high and the low, and no rain. The airport, we're fast approaching 2 inches below normal for the year. 85 Dalton, 84 in Varnell, while it was 76 LJ. Blue Ridge had almost 2/10, but just about 1/10 of an inch rain in Blue Ridge, and 84 in Calhoun, Tryon, and 82 on your Fort Payne with 86 near Scottsboro, and 83 Signal Mountain, North Chattanooga 86, 86 Soddy Daisy, but Cleveland hit 87, while it was 82 in Ottawa and 83 in East Ridge, while Lookout Mountain got up to about 80 degrees today. And north, Pikeville hit 88, so did Dunlap, while Cagle Mountain was 81, Dayton 87, 10 Mile 86, and Murphy, they got up to 81 downtown, 80 out near Turtletown, 86 in Jasper. Latest Vipercast is not showing much rain for overnight. Those showers that are out there are going to fade out once the sun goes down. We'll have a southerly wind for tomorrow, and that'll increase a few clouds right into Sunday morning too. So we'll see some clouds into Sunday morning for sunrise services, so you may not see the sun come up. And then by Sunday afternoon, most of the showers will be north and west. Cold front gets closer Monday morning, and I think into Monday afternoon, Monday evening. And right into Tuesday, we'll have a pretty good chance for some showers and some thunderstorms. I hope you get at least 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch of rain. That's what Vipercast is thinking right now. Tonight, 58, just a few clouds. For tomorrow, 84, mostly sunny, with a southerly wind at about 10 to 15. Tomorrow night, 58 and partly cloudy. And on the 7-day forecast, Sunday has 81 for Easter. So enjoy it. Should be a fairly nice day, a little more cloudiness than Saturday. And then some scattered showers and storms into Monday, Tuesday. They'll be ending Wednesday, and still mild coming up on Thursday, maybe some more showers by next Friday.
We need more chances of more showers.
We need this rain really bad. I see a drought coming.
Oh boy. The prediction's been made. It's not a good one. Thanks, Paul.
Well, next, Chattanooga's South Side is now a little more colorful thanks to one artist who is celebrating the Scenic City's history. You may have seen some of his work before.
What the Tech is brought to you by
Gig City's only local provider of the fastest internet and sharpest HD TV, EPB Fiber Optics.
For nearly a decade, an artist named Wayne White has been building an art installation on Chattanooga's South Side.
It's all to celebrate the history of the Scenic City. Open for a few months now, it serves as a hub of cultural and educational activity for art and history. Here's Channel 3's John Martin.
Welcome to Wayne-O-Rama.
Wayne-O-Rama is a Chattanooga history funhouse.
Wayne White, a Chattanooga native, is a highly respected Emmy Award-winning artist whose credits range from the Smashing Pumpkins to Pee-wee's Playhouse. This is his latest vision.
It's mostly plywood and cardboard and styrofoam, stuff that everybody's got in their garage.
A look back on the prominent figures that shaped Chattanooga history.
I always loved history. It's always been a natural for me. Ever since I was a kid growing up here in Chattanooga, history was my favorite fantasy. Getting lost in the past was my favorite way to tell a story. And then I got into several other things like cartooning and puppeteering. And I took those skills, that kind of fantasy world, the exaggeration and humor of cartoons, and I applied it to Chattanooga. And here you have it. You know, it's sort of like Goody Golf meets the Smithsonian.
Lookout Mountain, maybe the most historically significant thing in Chattanooga's history, was also a major influence on Wayne's artistic vision.
I always say tourist attractions of Chattanooga was my first idea of art. They were my first sense of an art form. They took landscape and history and heightened and made them more dramatic and sexy and charged you money to see it. I mean, that's what art does, right? You know? So Lookout Mountain is the pinnacle of all that for me.
At the end of the day, Wayne hopes that his gift, his incredible artistic ability, can inspire just one thing.
I want you to be happy, period. And that's a corny thing to do, and it's a tricky thing to do, but why not?
You know, you want to walk into a place like that, and I think everybody just lights up. He says you want to be happy.
Well, and the thing about what you saw there is if you were a fan of Pee-wee's Playhouse back in the day, you can certainly see his influence on the set of Pee-wee's house there, can't you?
The inspiration, for sure.
Fun stuff in our town. Go see it. After one college student tweeted about her love of Dr. Pepper, the company decided to offer the Pepper fan the perfect present. Claire Daniels tweeted she drank so much Dr. Pepper she should probably have a Dr. Pepper fountain in her house. Voila, the company showed up. They constructed her one. They also gave her 1,200 cans of soda. She has to wait a few days though before she can pop open her first though, because she gave up Dr. Pepper for Lent.
Not much longer.
That's right. Coming up, how one park in China is fighting toilet paper bandits. We'll tell you about the unusually strict high-tech system next.
There's some new friends buzzing around the...
A police officer in Ohio stumbled into a unique street fight and caught it all on dash cam. 2 deer take the battle into the road on their hind legs, briefly duking it out. Hard to say who won in the deer world, but the two quickly put their hooves down and scampered. Toodles. Some parks in China are implementing a strict toilet paper policy. It's pretty crazy.